And ladies and gentlemen, we are here back at the WEW pay-per-view. And we have already seen some exciting action. But now we have MMA versus Kwan.
And this match here started months ago when Kwan, wearing the blue jeans, was screwed out of his title opportunity by MMA, his former partner, former Cartel member Kwan. And weeks later, Kwan was seen attacking MMA, getting some retribution, and now these two finally get their hands on each other. This is not going to be pretty.
Yeah, this was a long-awaited match for both men, and Mrs. Ventura is still out here with Kwan. We have seen her come out with Kwan a couple of times during the week, and we have not gotten answers. But Deuce Ventura did say that Kwan is not part of the NWO, and we learned later on that the NWO is no longer. So we still need questions of why Mrs. Ventura is out here with Kwan. But other than that, MMA is out here with his advocate or manager, as you can say, Jonathan. And that's regular. Jonathan always come out here to support his cartel members.
Yep, sure does. And even though Jonathan tried to get his hands dirty, it wasn't good enough, but gave it his best shot. Now he's back to his stomping ground, his area of expertise in being a manager.
Yeah. And right now, Kwan is taking the upper hand on MMA. And you have to think Kwan is very upset of what the cartel did to him. But
yeah, and Kwan is the victim here in this.
Yes.
He thought he was going to be part of an organization where he had the chance to succeed, and they turned his back on him.
And we have a lot of questions of why did the cartel do it to him. Questions like, was it racism? Was it because Kwan wasn't from Camden? It is a lot of questions. Did they plan to use Kwan? But we have not gotten them answers yet.
Use Kwan maybe to get back into the upper card matches.
Yes. And look at that, a super kick.
Yep. His signature move, and he's
looking to end this early. Mm-hmm. Yep. And he's looking to make Kwan tap out. He's got that. Oh, but no. Kwan is using them knees to get out of that submission hold. And now Kwan is taking the upper hand once again. And yes, my commentator partner is back, ladies and gentlemen. I know you hear him. And he could give us some answers on the cartel. Like, what are them scratches on MMA's stomach? I see.
So MMA was away from action for a couple of months. He went to do some training. And he did some sparring or some training with a lion, an actual lion. And, of course, the lion won that and really tore his stomach up. Jack. It took the entire cartel member, Jack, Jonathan, and Lock Lady, and also I've heard that Battering Ram was also there, but Kwan was the guy who kind of ran that jungle where he was at, and that's where they kind of met and brought him into the WEW in the first place.
Yeah. Now I heard you mention Battering Ram. Do you think that Bruce Cunningham would give Battery Ram another contract here in WEW?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Battering Ram is another one that took some time off to retool his physique and his way of competing in matches, as a lot of cartel members are doing.
Yeah.
Most notably, NG. NG was the most recent one to step away and get retrained. He's come back with a new attitude, and Jack will be next. I don't know how much longer MMA will have in WEW. He may be the first cartel member to retire.
Yes, he is a veteran here. And go ahead.
Injury playing a big part of that with that injured stomach there.
Yeah. And look at this, another submission by MMA. And speaking of injuries, earlier tonight we witnessed Ace suplex Marlon off the top of the ladder, and it's did he tap? Oh no, he didn't tap. And we seen Marlon suffer the injury to the back. We gonna get updates later on what happened. But yeah, he was seriously injured, ladies and gentlemen. And look at that, a punch right to the groin, but 1, 2, and no, MMA kicks out.
That's not the prettiest move, a low blow, but when you got that kind of disdain for somebody, you're just looking to hurt them.
Yes. And this match has been going back and forth. We seen a couple of title changes tonight, actually. We seen a couple of good matches. Blaze and Deuce Ventura, High Voltage, beat High Energy for the tag team titles. We seen a new cruiserweight champion crown. And I know these two guys also want to be in the title hunt. So I believe if whoever wins this match will definitely be in the title hunt.
Speaking of titles, we also have another title match later, so it's not even over yet.
Yes, Deuce Ventura fighting again against Adam Lee. Oh, and look,
there's a tap
Kwan
out.
tap made MMA tap out, ladies and gentlemen. And
Kwan
MMA was the guy that used 2 submissions, try to make Kwan tap, but Kwan didn't tap. He put 1 submission on MMA and made him tap, ladies and gentlemen.
And Kwan getting revenge.
Look at that big boot.
I've been a big Cartel fan for a long time, but in this case here, Kwan was the guy that you root for. I think getting unceremoniously kicked out of his title match or getting screwed out of his title shot. And those title shots are not easy to get in WEW. So much competition, so many guys trying to get even the title match.
Yeah. And we seen earlier today what it's like stepping in the ring for the first time when Jose finally stepped in the ring to face Victor Smoke, and he didn't win. So we know how hard it is in this ring. And Kwan just proved that he's unstoppable right now. He doesn't care if he's not part of the cartel. He's going to do whatever it takes to become the top guy.
Yeah, when you're training lions for a living, you might be able. You have a good background.
Yes. And ladies and gentlemen, this pay-per-view will continue.